Sorcery, magic, the act of healing, all of it, it'll change your awareness. It'll change your perception. And as these things happen, you'll begin to interact with the world and yourself in your own mind in a different fashion than you do today. That's how it works. This is development. You see, what no one ever taught you at a young age. What is that? Damn, my AC is making a ton of noise. What no one ever taught you at a young age, folks, is that you're not supposed to reach a point, a plateau, with your development, physiologically and biologically and psychologically. The Matrix teaches you that you get to like a plateau in life before you start aging rapidly and experiencing entropy. What I'm here to tell you is that once you drop the dross of culture, once you start shifting the assemblage point, once you start practicing magic long enough to actually experience directly how much more gigantic your mind is than you currently know, you'll begin to go, wait a minute, aging seems like kind of a stupid idea. You'll begin to grasp things differently. You'll begin to interact with the concepts that are agreed upon largely by culture. You'll begin to look at them and interpret them differently. Not just on a level of thought, but on belief and emotion. You'll begin to interact with time differently as your perception changes. So here's the thing. Perceptual fluidity is everything. Because right now you have none. Because you're locked into an engagement of consciousness that culture put you in, and you're not even aware of it. Sorcery is how we start shifting the assemblage point to enhance our perception by moving our becoming fluid in regards to perception. Once that happens, and you do it properly, and you aren't duped by fear into adopting bullshit religious ideologies, because that's often what happens with sorcery. People start shifting the assemblage point and they get scared to death at what they see and experience, and I've got to find Jesus now. God save me. That's besides the point. Once you start to do these things, ladies and gentlemen, how would I put this? You start to interpret everything that you've learned. You start to interpret it differently. And there's a difference between interpreting something through thought and through feeling. Like, just in the same way that there's a difference between looking at something and seeing it. So you can tell yourself, I am not aging. I don't believe aging is real. But that doesn't mean you actually believe it. There's a difference. And we create that establishment of interacting with concepts, cultural concepts, different. We develop it only through sorcery, only through shifting the assemblage point. Because if you don't shift the assemblage point, ladies and gentlemen, you'll continue to look at all these concepts of culture and what you've learned through the consciousness that comes from that assemblage point position. I hope that makes sense. So, again, that was kind of a tangent, and again, some of these things may or may not make sense. But like I said earlier, there's a certain degree of participation that you have to engage in. There's a certain amount of experience that you have to develop in order to understand the things that we talk about on this channel. Because until you experience some of these things, or, travel down these doors that we talk about, what we talk about on this channel are kind of just like breadcrumbs, or like little cues for your intuition to like go down these paths. I hope that makes sense.